Neil's a furry?
The
The
Tale
Keneal.
of Keneal. Okay, so first time I met Keneal, didn't know him. He, it was like sixth grade, right? And all the schools, because they changed the school system the year we got out of elementary school to where each school had like two, three grades, and then the high school had 7th through 12th. We go to a school that we were in for 1 year, and we had the worst teacher ever. And it was me, Sam Cameron, a guy named Morgan Freeman, who had like curly brown hair, and he was white. And then there was Keneal. Obviously, we've talked about Keneal before, right? Oh, he doesn't go to the school anymore.
Afro.
But, he was just like, he was insane. Like, he was just the craziest person. Like, he was not normal. Or there's two stories. We go into class, and then he's in there already. He's already in the room. And then it's like the rest of us come in at some point, and then we're like, "Where's Keneal? We can't find Keneal. Does anybody know where Keneal is?" And we were being so obvious about it. And he went insane. Like he went mentally insane over us acting like
Bro, he flipped a desk.
he wasn't at school. He flipped like 3 desks over for no reason because
Yeah.
we acted like he was not there. And so he's just going
Like,
crazy.
he started screaming, flipping desks.
He ends up getting in trouble for it, and we get told, just don't do that again. And we're like, okay. And so that's just like the one real story that sticks out. But there's another one, which I don't have much info on because I was not like physically present in the room when it happened. I'm walking in the room and I see Keneal and this other kid that was new to or that we didn't know because he hadn't gone to the same elementary school. And his name was like Coleman, and they were just like they had grabbed each other and they were like fighting. But when I went in there, they were just rolling on the floor. Like they had grabbed each other and they were just on the floor just rolling. And we thought it was hilarious, and I had no clue what was happening. And then something happened, like our teacher was trying to get us to tell her what happened, and then she got the 3 people who had just walked in the room and asked them what had happened, and we were like, we don't know, we weren't here, we just came in.
What
Strange.
about, what was his name? Nick something.
Ferris?
Yeah,
What
that
about
kid.
him?
Remember that story, from sixth grade in the band room? Where he, like, picked up a kid. Using,
Oh,
like, what did he play?
I don't know. I have
I,
never been
I
in a
think it was,
band.
trumpet. I'm pretty sure he played trumpet. But he got, like, somebody's neck under, like, the thing of the trumpet and, like, held them up against the wall.
Oh,
Like, choking them out, like,
why?
type, like. Because the kid, like, said something to him and he was, like, mad at the kid. It was something stupid. Started
It was
choking out the
probably
kid.
Jackson Painter.
Probably. He didn't
Oh,
go to band.
we have to talk about
Oh,
Jackson
do we
Painter.
have to?
Yes.
Um,
Okay, just think about the word gay. That was Jackson Painter. Um, there was this one story, I think it was about Sam, and Jackson Painter, or Sam had like bumped into his shoulder or tapped him on the shoulder or something, and then,
yeah, no, I tapped him on the shoulder because I'm pretty sure we were doing like a group project or something. And so, I was on a thing with him. I didn't get to choose my like thing with
yeah.
him. I would not have chosen him. Um, but I tapped him on the shoulder because I had to ask him a question. Like that's it. Just tapped him on the shoulder. So he just throws himself into a bunch of desks.
And then goes, ow, my leg!
And he
When,
starts screaming
or
for
no,
the
no,
teacher.
it was like, that was a different thing than what I'm thinking about. There was a time somebody like punched him in the arm, and then he jumps away, grabs his leg, and goes, "Ow! Ow, my foot! Why did you do that? Why did you do that?" And then everybody was just like, "What?"
Yeah. But I remember in my story at least, he screamed for the teacher. Teacher was outside, heard him because
Hacker.
he's like screaming at the top of his lungs. But yeah, like he's screaming at the top of his lungs. Teacher comes in and like he's like, Sam, Sam hit me, and then
Didn't
like the
you
entire
guys like
class.
know each other from somewhere else too?
Yeah, we like the thing is he went to Park.
Yeah.
and so did I whenever I was younger. But then we, got older,
Yeah.
and I swapped to TR, and then I knew him, and then all the schools merged and whatever. But yeah, but then he started screaming, and I just remember the entire like the teacher said why, and like she asked like who did this, and then like the entire class pointed at him, and it was hilarious. It was like the entire class. There's like 20 kids, and we all just like look over at him and point at him like all wide eyed, like he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
Oh, I just remembered a story from like seventh, eighth grade. I think I was seventh grade. And it was me, Matthew Chin, and Cole Carter in Miss Strachner's class, right? And we were just there. I don't know what we were supposed to be doing at the time, but we weren't doing it. Matthew Chin had looked up. Have you ever heard of the song that's Fireflies, but it's heavily like words changed to be like the about the meme of the girl sitting on the couch and then all the guys behind her, and it was just like it was terrible. And then we were dying of laughter because Matthew Chen was singing it. He was singing it to us, and it was hilarious because we didn't know, like, because he just starts singing and we look at his screen and that's there, and then we're like, this is hilarious, and then we just start dying of laughter. And then Miss Strachner walks over and yanks the computer away from him because it was on his like laptop, and she starts reading it, and we were just dying of laughter because we knew he would get in trouble. It was so funny because like it was awful, and the teacher had just looked at it, like picked it up and just started reading. It was amazing, and I literally don't think anything happened about it.
I imagine she goes, all right. Well, if you have something to say, why don't you take it to the class? And then starts reading it all.
That would be hilarious, especially Matthew Chin, because you know he would fully commit to reading the whole thing out loud to the class.
Oh yeah.
He would definitely do it. He would read all of it. But, yeah, I really don't have any more stories that I can think of off the top of my head.
This one isn't
Yes I do,
funny.
yes I do. Multiple. About Taylor Dreer and Ryan Humphreys. So,
Last name fits.
the one story I can remember about Taylor from any other year other than 6th grade was the fact that one time he called two black dudes at school the N-word, and they just started beating the absolute crap out of him because we were like on the band field because we were having like a recess or something, or like gym was outside that day, and he called them the N-word, and then they just started. All I heard was, or I saw everybody running over to like, because there was like this drop off at the very back. Like there was on the field, there was like a big drop off where you could just run down a hill almost, and it led to the woods. But there was also an area where it was like a rock pathway going down, and they were over there near that area, which is where all the weeb kids would hang out. And
All the what kids?
the weeb kids, like the ones that watch anime,
I heard weed.
that too. But they all were over there, and everybody was running over to where they were. And then we go over there, and they are just beating him to death. Like he not literally, but it was bad. And then I think every single one of them got in trouble, but Taylor got in the most trouble for it when he was the one getting beat up. But it was rightfully deserved. And then another story I have about the big hill in the back. So, we would, like, frequently kick, like, soccer balls down there and get them stuck. And I was always the one that was like, okay, I'll
It
go
was
get
on
it.
purpose.
Right? And so, because we all wanted to go down there, but if we went down there without a reason, we'd get in trouble. So, they would just kind of, oh no, I kicked the soccer ball down there. And then they'd make somebody go get it, because the person who kicked it down would never go get it. And I went down to get it, and somebody else went down with me because it went really far down. And they start throwing, like, little rocks and little sticks at me for no reason, because I had gotten the ball back up and went back down to do something. And then they just started throwing things at me. and someone grabs this. It might have been Cameron. He grabs this massive like stick, and just he just throws it as far down as he can, and it hits me right in the shoulder. And I honestly, at the time, I thought he had broken my shoulder. It hurt so bad. And then like I was overreacting. I was definitely overreacting to it, but it was so funny because like it was just insane what had happened in the first place, you know? Like it was like he threw a stick down the hill and almost killed me, you know? Just that kind of story is just interesting, you know? And I don't remember what actually happened. I think I was fine. But for that like 20 minutes where it hurt, that was just, you know, almost the most pain. Oh, and another time I almost broke my arm and Cameron was there. We were at some, like, bounce place area. It wasn't like a trampoline park. It was like a building where they had set up, like, bounce houses. And we were there with, like, the friend group from school, you know, Sam? And you weren't there. But, it was like a birthday party or, like, just us going there for some reason. And I'm at the bottom of a slide and just gone down, and Cameron comes down way fast behind me. And somebody was behind, or in front of me, so I couldn't move. And then Cameron just slams into my, like, left arm. And I thought I had broken it. I think that it almost broke. It was the same as, it was almost the same situation as the time that they almost broke my arm with a stick.
Dude.
Okay, so there was this like story because Ryan just like would not leave Cameron alone, and it got to the point where I would literally have to hit Ryan to make him stop touching Cameron. Like just like putting his arm on his shoulder, touching, you know. And Cameron did not like it, and Ryan has like autism or something, you know. And he's mostly normal. He just acts strange. Like, he's just weird himself. Like, I think if he really tried to be more normal, he would just be really smart. And nothing else, you know? And there was, like, one story about him having, like, a rape cave. And I was like, what? And it was like Sam and Cameron just kept talking about it. And it was the strangest thing to hear. But it was not that far-fetched for him. There's a lot of stories about Ryan. And he would always bring Transformers and lightsabers and stuff like that to school. In high school.
I mean, it's short and it's not very funny, but I remember in the lunch hall one day, I can't remember when, it was 6th grade. One kid, like, we were having hot dogs,
Yeah.
and one kid started actually, like, choking. Like, legitimately choking.
Oh, yeah. It was Rowan. He was the shortest kid in the school.
Yeah, I was about to say, he was really short.
And he was over there coughing, and somebody goes, Rowan's choking. And then everybody just started freaking out. And then Mr. Easterwood runs over and just picks him up and just starts doing the Heimlich maneuver very violently. Just in the middle of the lunchroom. And then he eventually spit out the, like, little meatball thingy. I think it was. Because they were, like, small meatball, like, you know what I mean? It was like those weird
Yeah.
sandwiches that would have the meatballs in them instead of, like, a hot dog. You know?
Yeah.
And, he was fine. But it was, like, a strange situation. Because no one knew what was gonna happen. Like, you didn't know if he was gonna be okay or not. And at first, no one knew anything was even happening. There's a couple times fights and stuff have happened. And there was a time Sam got the entirety of the 3rd grade to chase Cameron around in 5th grade.
Oh.
I don't remember. I thought it was, okay, there was also a story of Cameron chasing somebody around for, like, an hour and a half outside because they called him gay. About, 6th grade. And it was the fact that we would, like, draw superheroes and stuff, you know? Like, we had our own, like, little universe of superheroes. And the teacher did not like that we drew. Like, did not like the fact that we would draw. And she, like, took away my notebook one time, the entire day. And it didn't just have drawing in it. It had, like, stuff for school in it, too. So it was just completely unnecessary that she took it away. It was like the first year where we had, like, or the second, third year or something that we started, like, switching classes. Like, we would switch to a different class, which is normal now, because high school. But we would switch between one and, like, two classes. And one class was English class, and the other was math. I don't know why we didn't have anything else. We might have, I don't remember. But the whole class would, like, switch with the other entire class. And I just remember one day, I don't think it was the same year, it might have been, but, like, it was snowing outside, and then our teacher was just like, "You are not
Oh
going
wait,
to go
this is sixth
outside."
grade.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is sixth
she
grade.
was just against us going outside. Every other class in our grade was going outside into the the snow.
No.
And at the very end, when most people were inside, they finally told them to come inside. But it wasn't until, like, the very end, you know. So it was kind of like we were really mad that she didn't let us go outside. And then it finished snowing by the time we got out of school.
Yeah, it was like by the time we were out there, it was done snowing and like most of it has melted.
And it was just strange.
And it just never snows where we live.
Yeah, it's always super hot or randomly not that hot. I hope my teammate, like, hears fighting and goes and does something. They're gonna break our bed, aren't they? I lagged! Teammate! Get out of the shop! You idiot! He's making me 2v1. I hate that kid. I'm not doing duos anymore. Oh, this is just kind of like a whole year thing, but it was like, I think it was last year, because it was like, we were watching on CNN 10 that COVID had started. That's what I remember prominently, but it was like, our teacher was in a classroom, like, they were a newer teacher to the school, and they had their clock covered up, and it was our last period, so, like, everybody in that class was mad that we couldn't see the clock ever in the last period before we would leave. And, like, he was very strict about the seating. Like, he did not want you to be in a different seat. And, like, for some reason, he would always put me and Kason next to each other, just randomly. It was weird. Because me and Kason was, like, the only person in that class that I could talk to and not, like, just die inside, you know? And, it was, like, one of the more fun classes, even though it was, like, everybody's least favorite class at the same time. And we would watch CNN 10 every day. And we heard about COVID hitting, and I literally said to Kason or somebody, I said, if this isn't the zombie apocalypse, they need to stop making such a big deal about it. And then you want to know something? It became
It
about as bad
was.
as a zombie apocalypse. Oh, I know something else to talk about. Cameron's song. I don't like one verse in it for the fact of what it's saying, not that the autotune's bad. And that is when he says, "Call me little buddy," which is, I honestly, truly don't think his brother has ever called him little buddy. That is something he stole from us. And that has nothing to do with him or his brother. That entirely is something that he just heard one of us say, because Will calls me that sometimes, or he did for a while. Just tell a story.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm expecting you to just go, Kaden when girlfriend, and then, like, a bruh sound effect happens. I've said
One or
0.
two.
12.
One or two.
I put them together.
Alright. I pulled up an AI thing for stories.
Oh
You
no.
are Cam the Rock 10 Gaming, a pet trying to stay sane during the global quarantine. You have a toy
Oh.
and a bowl of food. You are excited that your owner decides to never leave the house again. Your toy is a little ball with two buttons on its side. The first one is a red button, the second one is a green button. Well, what do you want? Okay, so you can either say something or do something.
Do something.
Alright, what should you do?
Like anything.
Yeah, you can say anything. You can do
Uh,
anything.
make a YouTube video.
You make a YouTube video.
Yep.
It's loading. It's the first video that you've ever made. In it, you're holding your toy and pressing the red button. You're super happy to see that the green button makes the ball go up and down.
The red button, the big red button.
Yeah. Alright, do you want to do or say something?
Say,
What would you like to say?
go subscribe to Cam the Rock 10 Gaming on YouTube.
You say go to subscribe to Cam the Rock 10 Gaming on YouTube. You see a window appear. It reads, however, you are unable to continue. You have no idea what it's trying to tell you. You try to open it again. I'm confused. Alright, should you open the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
To
You
buy
open
with
the
my
window.
gold.
You see a white faded text on your screen. It reads, you are unsure what this means, but you are able to click the text again. What should you do?
I don't know.
Should you click on the text again?
Yes. Hopefully that
You
guy's
click on the
not
text
my
again.
guess.
You see the window open up, it reads, you are able to continue your story. Now you remember a weird symbol that keeps appearing in the top left of the screen. Alright, what do you like to do or say?
Do.
Alright, what would you like to do?
Subscribe to Cam the Rock 10 Gaming on YouTube.
You subscribe to Cam the Rock 10 Gaming on YouTube. You see the same message. You see the same message that reads, you were able to click on the text. It does not seem to be important to continue reading, but you're still very curious. Would you like to die?
Yes. Wait.
You die.
Oh.
The screen goes black. You are now in a void of nothingness. This symbol appears again, though this time you are unsure if it's trying to tell you something. Die. Again?
Bye guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.
You know that you and I, we see eye to eye. Nothing will come between us and the sky. Cause we know that God's fine, yeah. Cause we know that God's fine.